Trying to get logged into my stuff has been all my stuff has been acting friggin' funny. Uh okay, here we go. So tonight, let me see, make sure that we are good on the stream here. Sorry, like I said, I had all this ready to go. My phone's really slow. Tried to upload a video earlier. It took me 30 minutes to get in TikTok. So I'm not happy about that. They keep telling me there's nothing wrong with my phone when there clearly is something wrong with my phone. All right, we are live. Let's see here. Pull up my notes. So we've been going down this path of ideas and opinions and principles. And what I'm getting at with that is that a lot of times those same ideas, opinions, and principles, they develop to create states. And I'm not just talking about states of the union. I'm also talking about states inside your personal body. So what we're going to be doing tonight, we're going to be asking what state you're in and where's your state going. All right, so join me. Welcome to the conversation. We're going to talk about it.
Uh, uh, everybody, yeah. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we spark in the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores and the crew, we hold that ground. Stories bleed, but the healing's sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts, what the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Colleen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores in the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores in the crew, we hold that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. This is Wanna Talk About It with Commodez and the crew. Everybody. Yeah. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we spark in the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Stories bleed, but the healing's sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts, what the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Colleen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. This is Wanna Talk About It with Commodez and the crew. Everybody. Yeah. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we spark in the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Stories bleed, but the healing's sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts, what the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Colleen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. It's all pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodez and the crew, we hold that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. This is Wanna Talk About It with Commodez and the crew. Everybody. Yeah. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we spark in the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores and the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores and the crew, we hold that ground. Stories bleed, but the healing's sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts, what the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Colleen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores in the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Commodores in the crew, we hold that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. This is Wanna Talk About It with Commodores and the crew.
Sorry, y'all. Oh man, I thought I had everything ready to go this week. I think my mic's a little loud, but let me turn it down. I thought I had everything ready to go this week, and then I tried to upload a video on TikTok, and it took me like 30 minutes to get on TikTok. Then it took me like 30 minutes to upload the video on the TikTok. So I'm not too happy about that. I'm a little frustrated right now. Got out here to ready to go, and none of my stuff was cooperating with me. Like my stuff still isn't cooperating with me. But we're gonna get through this tonight. How was y'all's week? My week went by. Oh, there's my water. My week went by pretty fast. I went to work yesterday, thinking yesterday was Thursday, so that's how fast my week went by. Let me know how fast or what y'all's week was like. I got my stuff pulled back up, got the chat open, got ready to go, and yes, we are talking about the state of things. As I said, earlier. We've covered so far ideas, we've covered opinions, principles, religion. We're following this through line, this track here, and I had to get my tea too, because I wanted to have some tea for the night, and I was waiting for my tea to get done, and it just that whole TikTok thing set me back, and I'm really frustrated with that. The whole phone situation, try to talk to my man. Yeah. Drink some hibiscus tea to try to bring myself down here. So yeah, we're talking about the state of things, right? And when I say state, I mean I'm actually addressing two things, right? The state of governance and the state of being, right? Which is kind of the same thing. The state of being, governance, and the state of being as a person. But we're going to touch on both of those kind of separately here. So again, if we're following that same track, we're talking about state of governance, right? So it started out with an idea or someone's opinion that became an idea through pushback and testing and challenging of other ideas and opinions, and that then became policy. And people agreed to that policy, and that policy seemed to run good, or at least for the people who agreed to the policy. And when that policy became accepted upon the larger group, the larger consensus there, then that's when you get governance. You get a state of things, right? So the same thing in your body, or as a human being, living your everyday life. You have an opinion or an idea that you form, and you test it against other ideas and opinions in everyday life. And if it works for you, you kind of form a policy and how you run your life, and principles and how you run your life and operate and live and whatnot. And then you kind of develop how you govern yourself within this life. So based on those principles and opinions and ideas, and you become sorry y'all. Then you become the governor or the governing body of your own life, right? So these things, they kind of trap together, right? So culture and the development of culture is not so different and experience than the development of the human experience as a whole, right? And that's kind of what I'm touching on here. So let's take, for example, like the state that you live in, right? So I'm in Texas. People would call me a Texan. That's an idea that was formed around certain opinions and policies that became a place of governance called Texas. So Texas is an idea, and Texan is an idea. It's not really a thing per se, but you take these ideas, these policies, and the principles behind what it is to be a citizen of Texas. Then that's what makes you a Texan, right? So Texan in isolation is not a thing in itself, but to call someone a Texan does carry additional meaning that we pick up on. The same thing, like for instance, let's say if you're a New Yorker, the New Yorker in itself isn't a thing, but the ideas, the principles, and the things that we pick up on from what it is, from what we believe New Yorkers to be, that's what making sure I got my cameras right. Okay, that's what is the state. So if you're a Texan, you are in the state of the ideas and principles that make up the citizens of Texas, right? So I asked earlier, where's your state going? And we vote, we do activism, we get out in the community, we do community service, we help out, we do things of that nature. So where's the state going, right? Some people want it to go one way, others want it to go another way. That goes back to power, influence. So, and we don't fight against people, flesh and blood. We fight against powers and spirits in high places, principalities, right? Now that takes me to the next level. So we've already made the comparison of state as a product of governance, right? And state of a product of or state of being. And they're kind of the same thing. So when we take a look at that, there was a bill passed in the 50s, I believe it was, that considered corporations personal entities. So they can have states. They can be in a terrified state or panic state, just like you can be in a terrified state or panic state. Take for instance, in America we have terroristic threat grading and scales now, right? The thing is, I don't think we've ever really gotten rid of the levels that we're at, I should say. I don't think we've ever come down to like zero threat, right? And that's what's created a perpetual state of fear of terrorism, right? Let's take this analogy and apply that to the human body, and just in a single human body. right? What happens to the person when they're in a perpetual state of terror, right? They start to, their anxiety is always on high. So their nervous system is always overreactive, they're always looking for things, things always stick out to them. They're always extra reactive, always emotional, right? So that's in a perpetual state of fear, right? Not saying that that's a person's state of being, just in a state of fear. That's what happens. So yeah, we take the state, the state of governing people, and we make that governing people fearful for 20 years, 25 years. But then when begins to happen, right? So we take these ideas and we kind of like apply them to the bigger scheme of things, then like what's going on in America today, and in society today, not even just in America as a whole, we start to see these parallels between, what it is to be a human and the governing systems or these politics systems that are used to govern humans, right? And I always say that the systems themselves aren't corrupt. They're very good systems, really, when you think about it. Do not kill, and there's penalties for not killing, right? Um, Rape, theft, it's all kind of rules, regulations, laws, and policies in order to maintain human civility, right? The problem is we, as the people, we become corrupt, greedy, egoic, things of that nature. The dark Machiavellian scale or dark Machiavellian triad, right? And I've rationed that it all boils down to survival. I want to survive. And at the end of the day, I want to survive more than I want you to survive, right? And I don't think that's um, an illogical idea or a logical thought to have. It can be detrimental to. Yeah, I'm making sure my audio was here because I saw it earlier, but I don't see it now. But yeah, it can be detrimental to uh, other people. But as far as again, understanding the logic of it, I understand the logic and the perspective. I'm not saying I agree with every move, whatever, but I do. Again, I understand it, right? And that's what that's what this show is about. You're here to understand. Uh, and make sure my mic's okay. Yeah, my mic should work. It look like a double mic there. I don't know what y'all handle that in, but we will find out when I review the video and get my editing down. So let me go through my notes here. Right here. So the definition of a state, if we're going to define it simply, it's a condition created by rules and responses. And again, you've developed your own rules and responses within yourself. So you have a state of being that you walk around naturally all the time, pretty much. Same thing as, again, the state of Texas. And that's why we vote on things because, as people, we change our states every now and again. And with the voting, that allows us the opportunity to change the state of Texas, not in like, the name or whatever, but like the state of the ideas, the principles and opinions that create the state of Texas. That's what the voting allows us to do. So again, right here, my notes say how ideas become government. Kind of covered that. I touched on it a little bit. So those same, people who have power, or which is, again, the ability to influence, they're able to use their influence to push their ideas and their opinions in order to gain position, in order to be voted on, in order for those opinions and ideas to become policy, right? Politics. So politics is nothing but policy. It's the battleground of policy between people, the battleground of ideas. That's what politics is. All politics is ideas going against each other. And the person with the most power, i.e., the person with the most influence, or group with the most influence, typically pushes their ideas and their opinions further in a span of time. That is, of course, it's always give and take. It's always a pendulum swing. It always swings to one extreme somewhat, then swings back somewhat. So we're it's just life as it is. So when those policies are used to, and let's say a region has accepted these policies and are like-minded and have the same general ideas and opinions on how their world outlook is, and they typically petition to form a state, right? And that's how most of the states in America or the North America were created. They were a group of people, settlers or whatnot, who had a similar worldview and wanted to ensure that their community was safeguarded in that worldview. So it's like when certain laws go through and people disagree, it's like, the good thing about America is some states don't have, the same laws or, are more lenient on laws or more strict on laws. And you can research those states and you can go to that state. So you can change your state, policy wise or politically, um, if you have the means to at any time you want, really. Same thing, with your body. You kind of control what you react to, when you react to, and how you react to. So you, for more or less, control your state or the state that you're in. Oh, before I go further, I do want to shout out Diesel Greasel because his he's going over his book right now. I believe it's America's HR. I have to double check that title. But from what I'm hearing, it's really good and it kind of touches on a lot of stuff that I've well, it expands the scope of what I've been doing here with these past few episodes, this series here. And he talks about how America is essentially run like a corporation. And, what I said earlier in the episode, and that, corporations are now able to operate as personal entities, right? So America is now operating as a personal entity. It's got people, backing it up, making sure that the status quo remains intact, and unless they want, until it's time to push their status quo, and that's kind of how the give and take always goes. But I also feel that this is a little different because again, the '50s was not that long ago, right? So moving forward here, so I've kind of touched on these things right here. So we have the danger of permanent state. So again, like with the state of, well, the consistent, persistent, imminent threat of terrorism, modern and domestic, or foreign and domestic, right? So it's kind of like, again, when your body's in a constant state of fear, it's not a good thing to be, right? When your body's in constant state of anxiety, you know, high blood pressure, strokes, heart attacks, things of that nature. So what happens when the state of your population is, consistently in a state of fear, right? Or anxiety. And I think that's what we're feeling a lot right now here in America, or a lot of people in America are feeling that right now, the fear and anxiety and uncertainty, and it creates uh, problematic states. And one of the things I see here in my notes, we've got division, we've got surveillance, we've got police enforcement, code enforcement, right? Those are things kind of like your body reacting in order to maintain a working state. You know, and granted, I'm not saying everything's perfect because we're people, we're not perfect. So you put, well, let me back up just a tad bit. So I said to one of my friends once that we're people. Again, we're imperfect. So any system we create is going to have inherent imperfections. Now, when you take that inherently imperfect system and you have inherently imperfect beings running it, then you're bound to have issues. Whether we're trying to do our best to help, protect, or whatever or not. We are imperfect. We can't help everybody, and how am I going to say this? We can't help everybody and everybody benefit at the same time. Unfortunately, it's not the world we live in because people have different needs, people have different opinions, people have different wants, things of that nature. People are people. I say it every week. And let's see. Oh, that's a good point right there. So like keep in mind a state is enacted in order to protect you. Like I said, policies, again, policy, principles, and ideas, opinions, those things, a state is created in order to keep those things intact. But a state, in trying to keep those things intact, can overrun in case, like with some reactive components inside the human body. Cancer, I think, is one of those, which the body starts to begin to attack itself after a while in order to protect itself, right? So we kind of went through a few states. We'll cover two states. You have your, personal state, and you have your political state, or your state politic, your governance state, and they kind of mirror each other when we think about it, societally, collectively, right? If we look at groups of people, we can kind of see that reflected in what's going on in the larger society, depending on which state, Texas, New York, Minnesota, whatever that you're in, or whatever state that you're in, right? So again, I ask, where's your state going? I want to thank y'all for joining. Thank y'all for the conversation. Appreciate y'all. Comic Dead, want to talk about it. Dominate your day, dominate your night. And remember, people are just people. Now.
Yeah. I'm in the zone, energy grown. Truth on the line when the mic gets shown. Light through the dome, we sparking the tone. Deeper than convo when mindsets wrong. Crew by my side, no mask, no clones. We break cycles and cast these stones. Heart of a lion, calm of a sage. Every word therapy, life on the page. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Comateurs in the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Yeah, we talk about it. Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Comateurs in the crew, we hold that ground, that ground, that ground. Stories bleed, but the healing sweet. Real ones build when the real ones meet. Late night thoughts with the world don't tweet. Turn mics to mirrors to the pain retreat. From Killeen to the dream, we shift that scene. Big talk, black love, afro sheen. No gimmicks, just growth, you can feel that steam. Every episode, another self-esteem. Wanna talk about it? Wanna talk about it? Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Comateurs in the crew, we hold that ground. Wanna talk about it? Wanna talk about it? Soul, pain, truth, we gon' walk around it. Light in the dark, yeah, we found our sound. Comateurs in the crew, we hold that ground, that ground, that ground. Every voice got a reason. Every story got a spark. Welcome home. Yeah, just wanna talk about it. With Comateurs in the crew.